So this is a bit different. She's facing the opposite way today, so we can actually see Goofy today and we can see the aqueduct, and I've been left on my own by Laura and Matilda, so they will both be absolutely gutted that they've missed this year with her. Laura couldn't come because she's got prior engagement with work, and Matilda just decided that she was too tired after a full year at school. So we get to see a totally different view of her today than what we normally do, and different view of how they prepare her, because we normally see the front. What will be really good as well is we'll get to see turn round. Sounds like freezing the night away is on the deck. Just have a walk down there, see if the luggage doors are shut yet, and then we'll try and film from the back of the ship today for something different. No, so they're still putting luggage on. They're a lot later than what they were the other day. Yeah, so they are definitely later today than what they were the other day. The luggage doors are still open and they're actually still putting luggage on. It's currently about 6:30 and they're still preparing, so definitely later than what they were, but it's interesting to see this view of her. They still seem to tie her in the same way, so they've still got the 3 sets of ropes. What is crazy though is you can't see for the port, but the doors open down there to bring the ropes in off the front, so I say this every time, but every departure is different, it seems. Hoping that this is the last luggage van now. They've just got I guess it's the drugs dog or whatever, but they've got a dog sniffing it. And then there's another load coming up, but hopefully there's no more vans to come in that with the luggage, and then they'll shut the doors and start to remove the cables or pipes or whatever it is. All those lucky people on board. I say this every time, but I hope we get the same weather. It's a lot cooler than what it was the other day. I can actually see the screen today, the sun isn't glaring on it. So it seems that they've put the tail lift up on the luggage truck now. And the security people seem to be walking away as well, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. I'm going to try and not go too far down that end because it's quite busy. Try and give people their privacy, and we'll stay down this end out the way. And so it's really exciting because she's coming from a different way. So for anyone just joining, I've just been saying she's facing the opposite way to normal today, so we'll get to see her do a full turn as she departs. She'll definitely meet more than a one-horn departure today, I'm hoping. Yeah, so it looks like they're now starting to bring in the blue, I think the pipes. I thought that there were electrical cables the other day, but it looks like they're starting to bring in the blue pipes that connect to the ship, and I'm hoping that is the last of the luggage on board now. Really strange because I say they've got the door open down there to bring the cables in, but then they're still putting luggage on. So it's just a complete way of doing it to others, but every departure is different. That's certainly what I'm learning. You can see the aqueduct today, and the Frozen stage show was on when we first got here. I think that might have finished now. Plenty of people on deck today. That's probably the most people that I've seen on deck. So yeah, they are definitely reeling in the blue pipes. As usual, keep focused on the orange boat, the other side of that walkway. That'll be the people coming out here to release these ropes. Goofy is still painting the ship. You can't quite see him because he's around the other side, but Goofy is still painting the ship as well. I'm sure one day he'll finish. Whoever decided to trust Goofy to paint the ship, I'm not sure. Not seen anyone on the aqueduct yet, but I'm not sure if it's open. I think that they close it when the show's on or something. Yeah, there's plenty of people on board. Looks like the second luggage truck is backing off now as well, so I do hope that is all the luggage on. I'm guaranteed now that I've said that they'll come down with more luggage, but I'm hoping that's the last of it. It's been on by this time every time that we've been, so fingers crossed. And yeah, he's parked that one up, so as long as the other one doesn't reappear full of luggage, that seems to be all the luggage on board. Really interested to see this departure and the way that she goes, and say the full turn, and hopefully more than one horn because she's got to do a full turn. Every other time that we've been, even when we've been before this year, because she's generally here once a year as part of a round the UK cruise where she stops off at different cities, she's always facing the other way, so it's the first time we've seen her pulling in this way. Guessing they fancied something a bit different. Tell you what, I would absolutely love one of these cabins at the rear. I'm guessing these are either concierge or the more expensive ones, but absolutely love one of them. And then you can see people out there eating outside cabanas, and a few people on the deck above as well, outside Poundlow. Definitely the most people that I've seen on deck. I'm guessing it's the cooler weather has attracted them on deck. Hoping that she's going to beat the Isle of Man ferry out again, so that if you can just quite make out at the front of her is the Isle of Man ferry that sails between Liverpool and the Isle of Man, which is a little island just off mainland UK. It's a car and people ferry, and it takes people back and to, I think it's twice each way per day. And then just over the water from here, over on the Wirral or Birkenhead, whatever you want to call it, is the Irish Stena ferry, which takes people across to Ireland as well. So a few ships in at the moment. This one by far the biggest. I've said a few times that I thought this was the only dock where you could see us so close. Somebody messaged me to say that you can at Tilbury as well, so anyone around Tilbury when she's departing there. So there seems to be some people, I know you can't quite see, but there seems to be some people on the orange boat that will come out to untie these ropes, so hopefully there might start to be some activity soon. As it seems like all the luggage is on. Unless you've seen one of these white box vans come screaming down, I think it's fair to assume that the luggage is on. And they are definitely starting to wrap up the blue piping. If anyone knows what that blue piping does, I'm assuming it's water, but feel free to let us know. It's very, very windy as well, so I apologise if there's a problem microphone as much as I can, but it's very windy. see down there, they are definitely wrapping up this blue piping. The walkway onto the ship at the minute is still out, so I'm hoping that'll go on. I've not seen any smoke from the funnel today, so that's the next thing. But as I said, I've not seen anyone on the aqueduct, so I am assuming that it's closed. Apparently they're now not requiring reservations for the pool, you just need to wait in a short line. Also saw today that the Disney Dream is going to resume sailing next month from Port Canaveral. Strange, there's different safety measures on board, so you don't have to be vaccinated for that, but you have to show negative tests. You also don't have to wear a mask, it's just recommended. So totally different. I wonder if that's going to be the future of the cruises for the UK, or if they'll keep with this tough security. Kind of conflicted in a way. It's nice that they've got this extra safety in, but at the same time it's a little bit annoying when it's really hot, but yeah, better to be safe than sorry. What's throwing me is there's still somebody sat inside the forklift, cherry pick, whatever you want to call it, that's been putting the luggage on board, so I'm hoping he's not waiting for more luggage. So nice just to stand here in some nice weather, listening to Disney music and just soaking it in. And like I say, for anyone who's not heard, she is facing the opposite way, so she will have to do a turn in the Mersey, which she's not done on any of the previous departures. Seem to have just used that JCB to dump some rubbish in the wheelie bin. So yeah, it looks like he's starting to part that up now. Or maybe even driving off of it, but either way it looks like that may be the end of the luggage. I'm hoping I'll have a walk down now and check and see actually. Let's see what we can see. Hopefully the door is now shut. So I'm trying to not get anyone else in on the phone either. So yeah, the luggage door now is fully shut, and there's actually people out on the, you can't see, but there's people out now waiting to bring the ropes in at the front, so hopefully that's a good sign. Just need to wait for them to come from the centre. Gorgeous day, absolutely gorgeous day. So now we're just waiting to see the walkway go in, some smoke come out of there, and for the little orange boat down there to set sail and come and bring these ropes in. So yeah, it seems like they have got most of that blue piping in now. Again, if anyone knows what the blue piping is that goes from the dock to the ship, that'd be interesting to know. I'm assuming it's fresh water, but I'm not actually sure, so it'd be interesting to know. I've also heard somebody say that the water on board is all filtered, so all safe to drink. So again, that'd be interesting to know if anyone knows. And I know you guys can't see, but I can definitely see that this crew now stood out on the balcony at the front of the ship, which would normally be here, but she's facing the opposite way. So they are waiting on the ropes. It's just the orange boat hasn't gone anywhere yet to bring them in. So as soon as the orange boat goes out, but there's now smoke coming out the funnel. So it is generally no more than 15 minutes after that she's ready for the off. So fingers crossed she'll be going soon. And then, as I say, she has to turn to head out. She's not had to do that before, so hopefully we'll get more than 1 or 2 horns this time. So what we're waiting on now is a group of men in orange life jackets to come wandering down dockside. They'll jump onto the orange boat, which is just the other side of that grey walkway. That will sail out and release the ropes. But as you can see, the smoke is now definitely billowing out, so they are getting ready. More and more people coming out on deck, so that's also a sure sign that she is getting ready to go. The water absolutely stinks today. I'm guessing it's the wind blowing it in. I've always said I'd never be brave enough to try and swim out in the Mersey, but it absolutely stinks today. So for anyone just joining, she is facing the opposite way to what she normally would, so she will do a turn in front of us. Hopefully that means a few soundings at the horn as well as she goes. And the smoke is coming out. She is getting ready. All the doors other than the main walkway are shut, so we are now just waiting for the ropes to be released and for her to push back. And as I say that, looks like they're now starting to take the walkway apart. Seems to come in a few pieces when they do it, and there's somebody at the end doing something, so I'm guessing that's the start of that. I think this is about the third or fourth time that we've been here in the last week, and I've never smelt the water like this. It absolutely stinks. To the horn, then that wasn't the magic. I think that was the Mersey ferry that just goes around a few docks like Liverpool, Birkenhead and Wallasey. Sounding like a little baby horn compared to the horn on this. Difference this time is there's a lot of people up on the top deck, whereas on previous ones they've been on deck 4 here, so I'm guessing again that is because the sun isn't beaming down on them this time, so it's not as hot. So from what I can see, all of the blue pipe has now gone. Everything that I could see has anyway. So yeah, we are now really waiting on this orange boat and the men in orange suits to come and take these ropes off. know if you can make out, but you can just see some cars pulling onto the little ferry in front that goes over to the Isle of Man. I imagine it's quite intimidating being stood on the ferry there, thinking that you're on quite a big boat, and then you look behind and there's this massive ship. So I definitely know which one I'd rather be on. We are 4 weeks today. We will be boarding for our 7 day. I know I said 7 week. I wish it was 7 weeks. For our 7-day cruise, it's a 3-day and a 4-day back to back, and we're going from Southampton 4 weeks today. So interesting, all of the blue pipe that they've just connected up, they've actually taken down and wheeled on board, so it must be the ship's piping. So I'm assuming it is fresh water, because they'll bring it in from land whilst they're here and then filter it whilst out at sea. If anyone knows more about how that works, feel free to let me know. I'm guessing, so I'm happy to be corrected on it. Yeah, they're definitely doing something with the walkway down there now. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if you can make out, but that's just being pushed in as we speak. What part of it seems to come in a few different parts, but some of that has now gone in, so it looks like they're getting ready to make the ship watertight. They just need somebody to come and release those ropes. But as you've seen from other videos, the minute that they release them ropes, they are ready to go, and they're generally gone within 5 minutes of those ropes being released. So no pressure, but we're just waiting on the people in orange suits to get on their little boat and come and release them. So from what I can see, the side supports of the walkway have now gone. They're just waiting to get the rest of it, and then they'll close that door and the ship will be watertight. And there's the captain's announcement. It is definitely no more than 10 minutes from here, from previous experience anyway. Yeah, I can now say, I don't know if you can make out, but just past the grey bridge there are people in orange walking towards this little orange boat, so they will literally come straight out, they will release these ropes, and then she is good to go. So generally when the captain makes that announcement, it is no more than 10 minutes and she has gone. She will be in view for a little longer than normal because she has to turn, which she's never done before, so she'll sail out a little bit, do a full turn, not a full turn, a 180 turn, and then she will head out to sea from there. Yeah, so there we go. I don't know if you can make out, I'll try and zoom in a little bit. So there's men there in orange suits getting onto a little orange boat. They are the people that we are literally waiting for now before she can sail, so there's generally 8 of them that get on board, so we are not far away now. And then down there you can just see the doors still open from where the walkway is, but that will close momentarily and then she will be fully watertight. Shame the aqueduct seems to be shut, but yeah, it's just nice to see her on this side and see her do the full turn, which we've never seen before. Don't know if anyone on board is watching, but you may be able to make yourselves out. I can't quite see the screen to see if I've zoomed in enough, but you might be able to make yourselves out. So from what I can see, they are waiting on 2 more people, and then there's a few men coming down over here. They will release this set of 3 ropes here that are dockside, and then we are good to go. Sorry, it is very, very windy, so I'm trying my best to cover the microphone. That may be messing about with my voice a bit and making me a bit harder to hear, but I'm sure you'd rather that than have the wind blowing down the microphone. So again, I would absolutely love to be in one of these cabins. Definitely not in my price range, but yeah, absolutely love that. One day can go to the bucket list of everything else that we want to do, like every Disney park, every Disney hotel, every Disney cruise ship. got a long bucket list of things to do, as well as travelling to other places in the world, so I'm going to have to live long or win the lottery. I think I'd rather both, but I'll take winning the lottery. So the orange boat is starting to move away from dockside now, and she will sail right past us and go and release those ropes. The pilot has got on board this ship here. I'm guessing there's another pilot already on board the Magic, and then this boat will go out and meet the pilot once they have sailed her clear of the harbour, I guess you'd call it. I don't think I've ever called this a harbour, but the harbour, yeah. And again, I don't know what is going on today, but this water absolutely stinks. It's enough to put you off your meal, let's put it that way. I hope nobody on board can smell who's eating in the restaurants. And here we go, here comes the orange boat. This means things are starting now. It's interesting to see the way that they do it. So every time before we've only ever seen the front, so to see the way that they do it at the rear and then see a turn, and we'll get to see Goofy, and I can spoil the surprise now and tell you that he's still there, he's still not finished painting. And again, there's 8 people on board as there was last time, the person sailing and then 7 other people. They will go out and they will release a rope from the 2 pairs out there, while these 2 here will release these 3 ropes here. Can't believe 4 weeks today and we will be on board. That will be us up on that deck. Well, not on that, not looking down over here because we'll be in Southampton, but still be us up on that deck looking out. Just hope we've got the same weather. Anyone on board, you are very lucky. I've checked the weather and the weather up north is looking good until about Tuesday, so you should definitely get the weather that you need. And it seems like the weather said it was going to be bad from today, and every day that you check it seems to get bad a day further out, so it may be that Tuesday's sailing and get decent weather as well. They will line themselves up with the ladders. 2 people will get out, climb up to the top of the pier. They will then slacken the ropes from the ship. Then people will release them from the pier and they will reel them in on the ship using the machine. I'd hate to be those people if those machines ever fail, because there's a lot of rope to be pulling in there. So we've got first person climbing up. Again, there's a few people just joined, so for anybody just joining, she is facing the opposite way, so she will need to do a full 180 turn before leaving, so we'll get to see a little bit more of her, and hopefully an extra horn as well, which would be nice. Make up for the other day when we only got one. Hopefully somebody who was what? Oh, there's Goofy and Donald. Just make them out there. There's Goofy and Donald. Laura and Matilda are going to be gutted. Not only have they missed seeing her the other way and seeing the aqueduct, which they keep talking about, they've also managed to miss Donald and Goofy. But as I say, Laura had a prior engagement for work and Matilda is just exhausted. Last day of school today and it seems to have taken it out of her. There goes Donald and Goofy back inside. Let's hope that they're not letting them control the ship. Nice to see some characters though. We've not seen that since the first sailing. You can see there now, there's 2 people up on that deck. They will wait and you'll see in a moment that the ropes will be slackened and then they will be able to just lift them over the top and drop them in. There we go, you can see they're actually loosening the ropes for the platform that they're not on first. I know they have released one of the ones for this side now as well. So just seen the walkway door is now completely closed, so it is now watertight, and you can see there the first rope is now being passed back in. I'd imagine this will be quite a quick operation compared to normal because she's parked a lot nearer to these piers than what she is when she's facing the other way. So we've got a nice little spot here at the rear of the ship. It's not as busy as it has been on other days, but the weather's not quite as warm. For me, it's perfect. It's mid-20s, a little bit of a breeze, but nice. You can see that one rope is off. They're now climbing up to the second pier to start releasing those ropes. Doesn't look like they've started bringing anything in yet, but they must have to bring them in as a set of ropes maybe. And you got these two that are stood here waiting. Interestingly, they've just put a bike on board the pilot's boat. I'm not sure what they're going to do with a bike on a boat like that. Unless they go drop somebody off on the way back and they're going to ride themselves home, but they've just put a bike on board. So there's people up on both platforms now. Platforms, piers, I'm not sure which one, so I keep calling them both again. My marine knowledge is shocking, so on anything that I say which is wrong. You can see they're just getting ready to throw the first rope off the second line as well. So within the next minute or two, these ropes should be in, and then she will be free and ready to go. So there we go. One rope has gone from the second one now as well. So hopefully they'll start to pull them in soon. And just make out in there. I don't know if you can see on this, even if I zoom in. But you can see the people in there. You can also see what the reels that the rope goes on to. So they're now releasing the last rope off the far platform. And I would imagine at some point they're going to start bringing them in. At the minute they're just floating out when it's the front of the ship down this end. The minute that the rope hits the water, they start to reel it in. So again, I've said it a few times, but no two departure has been the same so far, and this seems to be carrying on the trend. They're now slackening these ropes as well. So within a minute or so, that will be all these ropes in the water, and then they will loosen the ones dockside, and that will be her free of shore. All ropes are now off the front, I can see, so they are on the way in. And then she will be good to go. And they've interestingly still not started to bring any of the ropes in. I say by now they are normally all in. If it's the front, they literally the minute that they hit the water it starts to come in. I wonder if they're having to do it by hand or something, because it's taking them a while. You can hear them shouting to each other, but nothing's actually going on yet. A little bit of Rapunzel, guessing up on funnel vision. There we go, the ropes are coming in now. Somebody must have forgot to hit the green button. But they are, I'm guessing it's a green button. That's all those ropes coming in. Then they will release these free from dockside, and then she will be free. And we should get the horn. She will push back, she will turn a 180, and then she will set sail out. So hopefully we'll get more than one horn to make up for the fact that we only got one the other day. And the Isle of Man ferry has won the race. She has set off before. Normally the Magic gets out ahead of her, but must be a little bit of competition because the Isle of Man ferry isn't due to sail till 1:15, so they must have raced people on board to try and beat her out. Look at the size of it compared to this. You'd normally think that's quite a big ship. It's going over to the Isle of Man, but compared to this it's tiny, and I know this compared to the Royal Caribbean's is very small as well, so can't imagine that compared to what the Royal Caribbean wants. But I say that is now all the ropes off the piers. They're coming coming back to connect these two from here, and then momentarily they should release these 3 ropes here. I have to give it a bit of slack from the ship first by releasing it, then that allows them to throw it off the docking. It's good to go. All of the ropes from the front are in, so it's literally these 3 ropes that are holding it to the dock now. Must admit, if I was captain in the ship, I'd be tempted to pretend to drive off and leave them up there. Starting to fill up a little bit dockside now as well compared to what it has been, so I think people have just got used to what time she's sailing and started to show up early rather than be here from the start. That'll why I like to get here from the start. I think I just enjoy soaking in the atmosphere. Like I say, 4 weeks today and we will be on board. COVID dependent, I am the eternal pessimist, and I've just got this nagging feeling that something will go wrong, but I'm hoping not. We are testing ourselves every day just to be safe. See there's a group of people madly waving. I don't know if you watch these, but if you do, you are there madly waving, so hello. Yeah, the top deck is really full now, and I know that isn't really full on a normal sailing, but for one of these sailings that's pretty full. So we are now just waiting for them to loosen these 3 ropes. All ropes are in. The last one's coming down from the pier, and as we say that, they start to release the slack on these ropes. Slack, tension, I'm not sure. And then there's a lady down there with 2 big foam hands waving back to everybody on board. Hoping that when we come back one of these days, they'll have the confetti cannons out again and the fireworks, but I can't see them today. So there's one of the last 3 ropes in. She's now held on by 2 ropes. Hopefully they'll start to loosen those in a second, and then she is good to go. And you should start to hear the horn any minute as she pushes back. Someone's got a drone out that I can hear. Makes such a strange noise, the drones. Definitely know something's there, but you never quite know what it is until you see it. To everybody with big foam hands. Third to last rope in, 2 more to go, and she will be on the way. And again, for anybody who is just joining us, she's facing the opposite way that she has on any of her previous departures. So she will be pushing back and doing a 180 turn before setting sail. So we'll get to see a little bit more of her this time than what we have previously. I must admit, I'm quite strange. I really like those navigators balconies. I know some people don't, but I think it gives you a little bit of seclusion while also having a good view. So even on a bad day, you could probably get out there because you're a little bit more secluded. So we can see there now that's the last 2 ropes slackened, 1 goes into the water, and hopefully they will now get the last one in and then start reeling it in, and she will be good to go. There we go, last rope into the water. You can see now they're getting ready to put it in, I can hear shouting, so they're definitely getting ready to bring those in. Never thought I'd find watching people pull ropes in interesting, but now that I've got to understand what happens pre-departure it is, because that means this is the last thing that happens before she pushes back. And there's the captain making an announcement now. I'm guessing that is a 2-minute warning or something, because ropes are literally flying in here. Dockside crew have just waved bye to the crew members on board. That seems to be it. Yeah, there we go. That is everything in, and the pilot boat is setting sail. I say, I'm assuming that there's a pilot on board to guide her out, and this will sail out to meet the pilot as he gets her out the harbour safely and into open waters, but that is getting ready to go. Next thing that you should hear now is the horn going, but you can see there the engines have started up. So you should hear the horn any minute now, and then she will push back if it is anything like previous. I'll say interesting seeing it from this side because we've never seen the propeller start up. There we go, so she is starting to push back, and as I say, she does have to do a 180 turn, so you will get to see that as she pushes back and then sets sail, so hopefully at least one more horn this time. Still can't believe that in 4 weeks that will be us on board. Makes me emotional thinking about it. Just can't wait to see Matilda on board and let her experience it. We've never cruised before, any of us, so it's a new experience for us all. Heard that you now don't have to virtual queue for the pool, you can just join the short line and you get given 15 minutes in, you can get out and join the queue again, so that's good. Matilda is desperate to try both water slides. Wow, you can actually see somebody up there at the top of the water slide waving. That's an unparalleled view. So there she goes. We will hopefully make Tuesday's sail away, but then we're not going to make Friday's sail away because we're not here, so one more sail away for us before she returns to Southampton, and then we will head down to meet her 4 weeks today. I feel like they're brave stood on the platform as she pushes back. I know that's the job, but I would not want to fall into this water at the best of times, let alone the way it stinks tonight. Looking forward to see her do a full 180 turn momentarily. Well, not a 180 turn, that's not really a full 180 turn, but a 180 turn before she sails away. This time that's all while the ship's turning here, whereas when they had the 3 Cunard Queens in for Cunard's birthday. For anyone who doesn't know, Cunard's birthday. So there we go, we've now had 2 horns, hopefully we'll get more. But for anyone who doesn't know, Cunard used to be headquartered in Liverpool, just down from the Liver buildings. So for, I think it was their 100th anniversary, the new 3 Queens came in and they did a little bit of a dance in front of the headquarters. Quite elegant for 3 huge ships, the way that they did it. So I've had 2 horns and she hasn't even, she's just starting to turn now by the looks of it. And then hopefully once she's made the turn and she's facing the right way, we will get one more horn before she gets underway. Love that we get to see this. As I say, it's the first time that we've seen this. There's somebody over there, Manchester United flag on board in mid-11 Liverpool. Good on you, I'm a United fan as well, but very brave. So graceful the way that she sails. Does remind you of the ocean liners of years gone by. She's not one of those new ones where it's just a box. It is actually got a bit of style to it, and I love the detail that they went to add in the fake front funnel just for the symmetry, and the lifeboats which are the same pigment of yellow as Mickey's shoes. I think you don't really find Disney going to that level of detail. That's one of the things that we absolutely love about detail. About Disney, their obsession to detail. As you see there now, the pilot's getting ready to sail out as well. I'm guessing the pilot will go ahead and then meet the pilot who is going to be sailing her out, who I am assuming is already on board. A few crew members there right at the front of the ship as well, in the crew pool area. Fire engines just come past a wave by as well, by the looks of it. see, just zoom in, you can see there's some crew members waving by from the, I'm assuming that's the crew area. There's a little pool there and doesn't seem to be any other way to access it. Such a graceful ship. Crazy the amount of cars that just pull up and stop to watch. The fire brigade have actually pulled up a fire engine and stopped to watch as well. She is one of them ships that just everybody wants to come out and watch. They've had celebrity in, they've had a few other ships in, they seem to have a ship every day at the moment, and there's never this many people out. But the minute that the Disney ships come in, that is it. This is a very small audience. You're normally 10 deep in pre-COVID days. But yeah, you can see there, that's the crew members on board as well. I'm guessing they're on rest days or rest time, which is very well deserved. Honestly, I didn't think we'd get to see this here, because every time we've been, she's already been facing the right way, so it's such a pleasure and an unexpected one to see. So we started the day seeing Goofy as we walked towards it, and we will end it seeing Goofy as they sail away. See Sorcerer and Mickey now just right at the front. Oh, we will do momentarily. Yeah, there's Sorcerer and Mickey right at the front of the ship, just the detail, it's so ornate. I can't believe this is the smallest of the Disney ships. I can't wait to see the Wish when she's ready next year. Trying to convince Laura that we can afford to do that for Christmas next year. I don't think I'm going to win that battle, but I will be booking a placeholder on board. She's just so quiet. I can't believe how quiet she is for a ship that size. So she's about 95 degrees around the 180 turn. Seems to be going at a bit more pace now that she's away from dockside. Guessing doesn't have to be quite so intricate. And this is where I'm guessing you see everyone who was on one side of the ship suddenly run to the other side to wave goodbye again. It's exactly what I'd be doing. So when we come on board, we're going to be deck 1 by the looks of our stateroom category. So yeah, we're inside anyway, so it doesn't matter about the portholes, but we're going to be on the lowest deck, which will be fun. Plenty of stairs. But at least I'm honest, I am cheap. Don't intend to spend much time in the stateroom anyway, so didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. So hopefully once she's completed the turn, we'll get one more sound at the horn as she gets herself underway. Again, just so graceful. You can see just behind the Stena ferry that takes people from Liverpool to Ireland. The Isle of Man ferry from Liverpool to the Isle of Man is already gone, but there's a Stena ferry. And then just a little bit further back is a little Mersey ferry, which just goes across the Mersey, carries people across the water. The only parallel that I can think of is the Sydney Harbour ferries that go from Manly to Sydney and back. So she's almost completed the turn, and then she will get underway. Hopefully one more bit of the horn. Just fell silent, so I'm guessing that is the turn complete, and she'll get ready to propel forwards. And there she goes. I hope we get the horn one more time just as she sails away, but never heard her do it more than twice, so. It's amazing the amount of people who come to watch her and as they're walking away, they're like, we need to go on board, we need to go on board. That's been us for the last 5-6 years, and we finally are this year. She really is so quiet. If you had your back to her and you were doing something else in one of the offices behind us, you wouldn't even know that she was here. Can't even say sailing away into the sunset today, 'cause it's a bit cloudier than normal, but yeah, she's getting underway and heading out to open waters. There you can just make out that Goofy is still trying to paint the ship. He's still not finished. 23 years he's tried. But as Walt Disney said, it will never be finished. He might have said that about Disneyland, but it's true of everything. It will continue to evolve. Got jet skis trying to go alongside her. I'm not sure how clever that is. I imagine she put some pretty big waves out, so I'm guessing that's what they're after, trying to get in the surf of the ship. We'll just watch her for another minute or two and see if we get any sign of a horn, and then we will bid her a goodbye until Tuesday, and hopefully be back on Tuesday to see her for one final departure before we should be back again on the Friday, but we'll be at Alton Towers, so we won't be here for that one because I stupidly booked Alton Towers overnight for a day where it now says it's going to be raining, and we're going to miss the sail away as well. So if you ever want to book a holiday, ask me if I've booked one, because if I have, you can guarantee it'll rain and you shouldn't. Oh, that jet skier is either brave or stupid, but they've literally just gone right alongside the ship. Yeah, never something that I fancied, but I can't see that being the cleverest of moves, going that close to her. There she goes, so silent. So I think with that, we will let sail away gracefully. We will catch back up on Tuesday, and if you've not already, please like, subscribe, and come back for future videos.